Ready? Brian and I are ready. We will be right back with the Pro Tour Honolulu Championship match. Hello and welcome to the Pro Tour Honolulu Championship match. I am Randy Bueller. I'm here with Brian David Marshall, and we are getting ready to watch this battle. On the left, Kazuya Mitamura, 3 Pro Tour top 8s, 100 pro points for a Japanese player who's only been on tour for about 3 years. Squaring off against him from the Czech Republic, Mikko Hebke. Hebke playing his first Pro Tour ever. Part of a real surge of Czech Magic players. That scene seems to revolve around Martin Schuza, and they just keep putting up results after results after results. Hebke's got an aggressive Bant deck. He's green, white, blue. He's got a pretty good curve. He's got some cheap creatures. He's got some decent big creatures, Wave Skimmer Avens, a Bant Charm. He takes that into battle. Minamura, on the other hand, red-green with a touch of black. His creatures are a little bit bigger. He's got a couple of Vithian Stingers, and here you go. Signature card this weekend, Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf cascades into Emberweaver, and oh, by the way, it's a red permanent, so that's a 3/3 first striking spider on the other side, on his side of the table. And by the way, Bloodbraid is a 3/2 haste creature.
Right, and even if Hebke kills that here, the Trace of Abundance on the mountain is also a red permanent, so that
yes.
No mid-combat trickiness going on here.
Yeah, good point. That's turn 3?
Yeah.
Turn 3? It's like he's playing Constructed. Trace into Bloodbraid. Yeah, Minamura's deck does sport 2 Vithian Stingers and a Quietus Spike. That's a combo that could be really powerful in this deck, in this matchup. Hebke, by the way, kept a 2-lander and has not yet drawn a 3rd land.
And has not drawn a blue land, which was one of his main 2 colors.
Absolutely. He's pretty even. He's 5/5/4. He's pretty split across the board. Rock's Brute comes down. Yeah, turn 4, I'll play a 4/4. So, a stumble from Hebke, and Mitamura looks to be well in position to just punish him. 3rd lane does show up, but it's Plains.
Takes 7.
Smash. Takes 7. Hebke drops to 10. Borgas? No. Minamura shifts the turn. He's got a backlash in his hand, so he can remove a blocker potentially. Shows him not to bother with the Hutch Blue. Court Homunculus comes down as a 1/1. Don't think that's going to fetch a backlash either. Crunch. I have a 4/4 and I have a 3/3 first striker. Good luck.
There's no good block here.
3.
Yeah, Hebke just goes down to 3.
Oh, something came down for
another Ember Spider.
Yep. We were talking about that before the match. That card's, I think that card's going to be...
Hebke just
even without the bad manager, I think that card's just very good against Hebke.
Yeah, I don't know that Hebke has a draw that beats that. I mean, maybe if he could stack his deck, he could put together the right draw, but that's a really powerful start. Turn 2 Trace, turn 3 Bloodbraid into Emberweaver, turn 4 another Emberweaver. Or no, turn 4 Rock's Brute, turn 5 another Emberweaver. That's pretty sick. That is exactly the way Minamura wants to draw it up.
With the luxury of a removal spell in it.
Yeah, and he never even needed it. Yeah. So Mitamura, he got the 3-0 blowout of Reitzel in the semis, and his deck continues to perform here in the finals. He didn't seem happy with this deck when he was building it.
No, he wanted 2 drops. He's ended up in a little bit more of a mid-range draft deck than he's apparently been comfortable with this weekend.
Look, I've been saying all weekend that this format is fast, but 3/3 for 3 is not slow. I don't buy it. Like, Emberweaver is totally beat down.
Well, it's not the beatdown that
3/3 for 3 and 4/4 for 4. I agree. His deck.
It's no Bant Sureblade.
Bant Sureblade is awesome. I'm sure he would rather have a couple Bant Sureblades in that deck, but it's not like his deck is slow. It's not like he's turned into a late game deck. He's just, yeah. I mean, his deck seems really good.
And again,
it's only dropped one game.
Playing very confidently, very crisply.
Yeah, and it was 3-1 in the quarters, right? He blew out Gregoire. We watched the one game Gregoire won. Gregoire won it, Lightning and Breath of Malfagor provided 8 reach. And what was... He also had, giant first striker, right? What was it? He created a... I don't remember. But Gregoire did manage to take one game from Minamura. Minamura won the other 3. He's only dropped 1 game so far. He's 7-1.
He's the last 6-0 standing from.
Sure, Minamura hasn't lost a draft match all weekend. 6-0 the limited portion of the Swiss. Hebke went 5-1, I believe, in the limited portion of the Swiss.
Tom Ross and Conley were the other 2 6-0s. Everyone else went 5-1 except for Zach Hill and Gibbler, who had gone 4-2. So what did you end up falling on the aggro versus 5-color control draft strategies?
5-color seems a little better than I thought coming into the weekend. But I still think this format is, in fact, very aggressive, right? I mean, I stand by my argument that Reborn has sped things up. Reborn has been very impactful. And it's just, you don't have time to mess around with your mana the way you used to.
Right, there's a lot more variables on your opening draws, right? We have that many different, you end up having that many different types of mana in your deck, right?
Right. I mean, I think with just Conflux, the draft could support multiple 5-color drafters. Is the other thing. And I think the reason 5-color is working here reasonably well is if you're the only 5-color drafter, if you get all of it, right? When you're getting Fleshformer 9th, right? You're getting Paragon of the Amisha 7th, you're getting Armillary Sphere 6th. Okay, fine. If you're in position to do that, then, 5-color is viable. But even then, Conley Woods got almost perfect by his own admission. He said he's, maybe 1 or 2 cards off from just the perfect 5-color archetype. Still got busted out in the semis.
Right. Well, he didn't have any kind of way to dig through his deck, save cycling. Like, he didn't have anything that, drew him a couple cards, or that felt like that was where his deck was a little flat. But other than that, hard.
Yeah, but I mean, when you go aggro, it's not like you have to get perfect.
Yeah.
There's a million aggressive 2-drops.
Your cards are all redundant to each other.
Precisely.
Hebke's mulliganing.
Yeah, the real trick for me, I still think it's getting good at reading the table and knowing what you're going to get shift and reborn.
Sure.
If you can sort of surrender and let the people on your right put you into the colors that they're not interested in, you can get paid off in reborn.
It was interesting. We did a quick question video segment, and one of the things we asked people was what was your preferred draft strategy? Mm-hmm. And it was really overwhelmingly people wanted to be Esper.
Okay.
And even if other people were Esper, they still wanted to be Esper because they felt like bad Esper was still better than.
Really?
Still felt like bad Esper was better than everything else.
That I'm pretty sure I disagree with. Red-green is good. Rock's Brood is a 4/4 for 4 at common. And of course, you get the 3/2s for 2. I mean, green-white, I think, can be outstanding. You pick up an Oblivion Ring early, so you've got Crystallization sitting there. You can actually just be, with green-white aggro, you've got the best creatures, the best, most aggressive creatures in the format, and you get removal, too. So.
I thought it was interesting, Tom Ross talked about wanting to herd his opponents into Esper.
Yeah, get out of my green-white way.
So
get out of my
green,
way.
And he could, you have all these kind of trump cards against him after sideboarding. All right, we're underway.
Yep.
Is that
there's one of the blades we were talking about.
Naya Hushblade there?
Yeah. Yep, he's actually gone to his sideboard a little bit. Put in a Resounding Wave and an Obelisk into his deck.
Obelisk of Esper, so he can cycle it.
Took out a couple Exalted guys, I guess?
Well, he knows those pingers are there. He probably
took out the Archer.
Probably took out some guys who are especially vulnerable to the 2 stingers.
Terrible. What else did he have to take out? Oh, the Winged Throttle.
Right. Another card that just is
3 mana 1/1 is not what you want against the double stinger deck. Pretty smart sideboarding for Hebke. Alright, turn 2 Trace for Mitamura.
Valorant Outlander again for the same opening, I think, for Hebke as game 1. And same opening for Mitamura.
Still no 3rd land for Hebke.
I said it was the same opening.
Alright.
This can be one right now.
And Mitamura, he's got a Backlash, got an Outlander, he's got Vengeful Rebirth, Sylvan Bounty. And
you may see him cycle that Jungle Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, Vengeful Rebirth is back for 7.
Floating Black. Okay.
Floats black for bounty. Probably he'll backlash.
Sure. Kill the Hush Blade.
Well, it's untargetable, right? And is the other guy
Is that
pro
the
black?
one? I don't know which. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, Outlander. Right, he can't backlash. He can't backlash either
That's
one
the,
of those.
that's the Shroud one, and that's the pro black one.
Yeah. I think he would have preferred to backlash somebody there, but can't.
And I think he's fine to be hiding behind an Outlander right now.
Yeah, at least he can block the Shroud guy.
Just take 2.
Yeah. Hefty gets in for 2 with his pro black Outlander.
Go.
Minamura attacks with the Outlander.
Gorger.
5/5 Gorger Worm comes down. Another fine red-green counter.
See that guy go 12.
I know, red-green is really deep. I mean, Stormblade is the best blade, but, I mean, Naya, Hushblade, I think Shroud is actually a drawback, but whatever. It's still 3-2 for 2.
And Minamura is gone on the offensive here.
Yeah. Hefty down to 11. Here comes a Battle Mage. Third land finally shows up, and it is an island.
I think we're going to see him cycle Jungle Weaver Vengeful Rebirth next turn.
Oh. That's a lot of damage. He goes to the face with that, too.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Hefty's probably going to die next turn.
What do you take, Vengeful Rebirth or Slave of Bolas when you open up that third pack? They seem to be stuck to each other very
Do they
often.
come together?
I've had that pick multiple times.
I think Vengeful Rebirth is better. The Slave of Bolas is good, but it's still some level. It's not card advantage. Just kills a creature. I think isn't Bituminous Blast better than Slave? Bituminous Blast is the tougher.
Probably. I don't think I've had that happen as often.
Sure. I think those are the 2 cards that are vying for what's the best uncommon.
Now 13, 11. Yeah.
All right. Hefty does send in his pro black Outlander for another 2.
Go.
Down comes Death Duelist. So the 2/1 First Striker joins the party. Still can't block the Outlander. Gotta think Minamura is going to cycle Jungle Weaver here. He does have Sylvan Bounty in the graveyard already, though.
Sure. Thinking about cycling for the guarantee he has the 6th mana source. He doesn't have that.
Not in love with cycling Fiery Fall on 5.
He's definitely getting in for 2
Yeah,
with
he's
the
looking.
Outlander.
He can get in for 4 with the Outlander if he pumps it with the Battle Mage, which would get Hefty to 7.
But he won't have enough mana to do both.
He won't have enough mana to rebirth, but he can rebirth the following turn. He decides to land cycle the Fiery Fall. So now he's guaranteed to have Vengeful Rebirth mana this turn.
I told you.
And 6. And you smash with both of them, right? There's no good Gorger Worm block. If he wants to double block your Gorger Worm, okay. Fine. Trade 2 for 1. Minamura's got Gorger Worm, Goblin Outlander, Naya Battle Mage. He's got 6 mana, including a Trace, which fires up the white ability of the Battle Mage. But this game seems to be much more about the brawl. So he sends Gorger Worm and Goblin Outlander into the red zone.
If Hefty doesn't block,
7 damage, possibly 9.
just dead.
Hefty looks like he's going to line up a double block on the Gorger Worm. I think that is the right block. And Minamura does pump his Outlander to get through for 4, so Hefty's now at 7. And Hefty's also down to 1 2/2 creature. Cycles Jungle Worm.
There's the 7 exactly.
Yep. Vengeful Rebirth should be good enough to finish off Michael Hebke. But to be fair, he's played this game with 3 lands. So it looks... Minamura threatening a quick 2-0.
Yeah, we saw that happen in the semifinals, though, to Hebke.
It's true. Hebke came all the way back from he was down 2-0 to Conley Woods.
That's 4.
Can't block, might as well attack.
Yep.
Here is, yeah, there's Vengeful Rebirth,
7 damage.
flashes the card, and Hebke scoops him up. So Kazuya Minamura, 2-0, threatening to win the Pro Tour. Just needs to win 1 of the next 3 games.
He's been this far before the finals for Pro Tour. He has not gotten past.
Right. How did the games play out against Wapatapa? I don't remember.
Well, the games played out where they were both playing the blue-black teaching decks, but Minamura had more of a morph package.
Okay.
Played out 2 morphs into Damnation on
That's
turns.
right. That's right.
He got back at Guillaume, though, at Grand Prix Okayama. When he drafted a deck in the quarterfinals specifically to beat Wapatapa. He drafted green-white with lots of disenchants, herding Wapatapa into Esper, or assuming he would be in Esper.
Hebke came all the way back in the semis. Can he come all the way back in the finals? How's Minamura's season been going so far? Has he done much this season?
You know what? I'm not certain. I think I think it's been a quiet season for him. He does have a Pro Tour top 8. I mean a GP top 8 this season.
You start thinking about Player of the Year, right?
Sure. He's
not that many Pro Tours.
Certainly thrusts himself in the mix. He's willing to travel for GPs.
Right.
I wonder how many players. I'll have to check how many players from the class of 2016 are Hall of Fame eligible already. he may be the first one.
He might. Who else would be? Who's the last couple rookies of the year been?
Snowhead.
And the Castro.
Toller the year before that. Possibly Toller.
I bet Toller's got 100 points.
Sure.
Must be close if he doesn't have it.
He's got 2 top 8s.
Yeah, Watanabe's the other rookie of the year. It's gone Toller or Watanabe in the class.
I'll bet you Toller is also in that class.
He doesn't have the 3 top 8s that Minamura has. Yeah, I don't think Minamura's done much this year. And the thing is that Gabe and LSV have really been doing their best to run away from the field.
Sure.
Shuhei and Saito doing their best to keep up. But, I mean, Gabe and Luis have really had...
Finals with multiple events for each of them.
Right. Well, Minamura has to mulligan. Well, Minamura has 7 pro points coming into this weekend.
Right. So
Win gets him 25.
So it's probably 5 from the GP and 2 from showing up in Kyoto.
Sounds right. Yeah, you get 25 for winning. So he'd be at 32, but I think Gabe and Luis are both in the mid-40s at this point.
Really?
I mean, I think he's basically going to be around where Shuhei is, maybe where Saito is. He might be 4th or 5th or so.
And he should pass Sam Black, who was in 5th. I don't think had a very strong tournament.
That sounds right. How are those 6?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Tells Randy they're okay.
Hebke leads for the Plains. Zuya plays a mountain, and we're off.
Death Duelist.
No true drop. That is the flaw in Kazuya's deck. He will be land cycling.
And no trace of abundance.
He's got Sylvan Bounty.
Take 3.
What is that?
Is that a Guardian of Escrasa?
Oh, Guardian of Escrasa.
Go. 10.
It's probably pretty good in this matchup, actually. Because you get land cycles for a swamp.
He's going to untap, play a Stinger, I believe.
Indeed. And targetability on the Duelist is pretty good here.
That was my Swords of Allura pre-release experience. I had 3 Stingers, Blood Cultist, and something else, and I lost to the deck with 3 Death Duelists.
Oh, wow. Straight to 4 for Hebke.
Flyer.
Yeah, Messenger Falcon. Card, a flyer, does everything.
Draw.
Wait, whether he'd rather get in for.
You can attack with both. I think you can attack with both. Why not attack with both?
Yeah, you're hiding behind the Guardian.
Cards.
It's not like you open up a
Yeah,
counter
there's no crack back.
Like Bloodbraid Elf off the top cracks back. That's about it.
Sure. It's a good crack back.
I don't think you throw away a point of damage just for that possibility, though.
Deadshot Minotaur would be really nice for Minamora on the next turn. He'd take down the flyer. He'd be potentially able to block the Death Duelist.
Hebke agrees with us. Attacks for 4. Minamura does the obvious stick out your chin and take it.
Okay.
Now Hushblade comes down for Hebke.
Shroud. So yeah, Shroud. Yeah, Shroud.
Plus Courier's Capsule. Nice. Really great start for Hebke. Curved out exactly the way he wanted to. Land 5.
Does he have a stick?
Now what? Yes. Deadshot Minotaur. Yeah, that's very good here. It's a 3/4 blocker. I guess the Hushblade can attack, right? Death Duelist is turned off. Probably going to have to trade with Hushblade here.
It smells like a 2/4 flyer.
A Wave Skimmer even takes it out of trade range too, right?
Yeah.
Now the Hushblade will be attacking as a 5/4. Oh, you can... no, you can't even ping it because of the Shroud.
There you go. You attack with the Death Duelist or the first strike one?
4/3. That's right. 6. Go. Shoot. Yeah, 18.
His mother's down to 6 very quickly.
Yeah, 4 power first striking Death Duelist does drop Minamura to 6. I don't know that Minamura did anything wrong here. It's just Hebke's deck is capable of shuffling up this draw. And Bloodbraid into Blister Beetle, which doesn't actually do anything. It's like you can shrink the Wave Skimmer over the wall, and the other two can't be targeted. And even your Stinger's not going to be good enough to turn a profit on this. And the Wave Skimmer's the one he wants to kill. I guess he's lining up potential attacks if he's in this fight matter. Still hit the Wave Skimmer there. Taking his time to think. to attack with Bloodbraid. Contemplating an attack with the Minotaur.
He can attack with both.
Can. Alright, just Bloodbraid looks like the attack from Kazuya Minamura. His board includes a Deadshot Minotaur, a Naya Battle Mage, a 15 Stinger, and a Blister Field. That Bloodbraid attacks into Naya Hushblade, who's a 3-2 Shroud right now. Wave Skimmer Aven, which I believe is a 1-3.
That's just a trade. Well, it's not even a trade. Right?
Right, it's the Aven would lose the fight. 0-4 Wall, which could die to a ping from the Stinger.
You just take this, don't you?
Could trade for Hushblade. But I think you just take it. Minamura's at 6, you want the ability to just swarm him. There's a Sangreat Backlash in Minamura's hand. A couple more Exalted guys for Heavy.
He's going to get both Exalted guys this way.
Pardon?
He's going to shoot.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, the wall blocks. The wall gets pinged. Wow, and the Backlash takes down the Wave Skimmer Aven, so...
And suddenly, it's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, that Minotaur is back into block range. That worked out exactly the way Minamura wanted it to. Did Headkey mess up the block? I'm with you. I think you just take it there.
I don't see where that blocking
3
does anything good for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm at 18.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to just take it. Because now all of a sudden, neither his Hushblade or his Death Duelist can attack.
Right.
Now he can play 1-3 Exalted guy, but even then, Death Duelist is 3 power first strike. That's not good enough. Hushblade gets big enough to trade. Well, he's going to draw 2 off his Courier Capsule.
Clearly for his Band Charm.
Minamura actually going to come back and win this game? I mean, he is all of a sudden in a really good board position, right?
He's still down at 6. He has a little bit of a hard time attacking here. He can't attack into the Death Duelist.
He cannot attack Bloodbraid into Death Duelist now. He can attack with the Minotaur in theory, but then he doesn't have it available to block. Still, this is so much better than where he was a turn ago.
As opposed to impossible a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I think that block from Headkey was wrong.
Yep. There's Ethercast Knight.
Okay.
Alright, Ethercast Knight, 1-3, Exalted. Headkey lining up an attack with a Hushblade, which Minamura would presumably trade his Minotaur for it.
Or just maybe put his Blister Beetle and Naya Battle Mage in front of? I don't know if he wants to give up the Minotaur.
We can double block. You can trade Battle Mage plus Beetle for it. You can also chump block.
Okay.
Interesting. He chooses chump block. Now what happens? Death Duelist makes it awkward for Minamura to attack. Can still attack a Minotaur at 3-4, which is exactly what he does. No blocks,
Take 5.
and Minamura takes it. 5 will drop Headkey to 13.
Nice.
Here comes Outlander.
Oh, wow.
Protection from white, that's gigantic.
You have to assume Minamura just drew that.
It's a good draw. Headkey's reeling.
Minamura's fists are like clenched.
Wow. Minamura's got Bloodbraid Elf, 15 Stinger, Goblin Outlander, Naya Battle Mage, Deadshot Minotaur. He's got a protection from white creature, holding off 3 different white creatures over on Headkey's side of the board. Oh, Obelisk of Alara. Headkey taps out for it. Minamura pings him with a Stinger. Wow. Now, Niedermacher looks to line up. What can I accomplish before he untaps with Obelisk in play? Does Niedermacher have any answers to Obelisk?
I'm checking. I don't think he does. I think we looked at this earlier. No.
So that Obelisk of Alara is permanent.
It's here for the rest of the game, however long that might last.
It can gain 5 life, it can loot, and it can give +4/+4. Those are what the 3 colors.
Although it can't give +4 to 2 of the creatures on the board.
True. Alright, Niedermacher lines up an attack. He's attacking with the pro-white Outlander, and he's attacking with the 3/4 Minotaur. So threatening 5 would drop Hepke to 7. The Naya Battle Mage could get him to 5. How do you block if you're Hepke, or do you? Can't block the Outlander. The question is whether you want to try to trade.
I think he has to block. He knows he's dead to Vengeful Rebirth.
Looks like he's going to line up a double block on the Minotaur. Which, if Niedermacher pumps, becomes a 2-for-1. Which he does. By power, 3/2.
How? How did you? 3, 2. Yeah.
And Minotaur's dead too.
You're right. 10.
Right?
I believe so.
Draw.
Minotaur took 4. Am I missing something?
Oh yeah. Is that? 3 and 1.
So now Hepke is down to a lone Death Duelist and an Obelisk of Alara. He's got 10 points of life left. He can gain 5 a turn,
And he can stay on par with the...
Yeah, 5 lives.
So he just preemptively gains 5.
15.
So Hepke up to 15. Yeah, he's getting pinged and potentially outlandered for 4 every turn, while the Duelist holds off Bloodbraid. So they're basically... Obelisk neutralizes the Niedermacher attack, but neither player's making any progress right now in this board position. Outlander attacks.
No blocks.
Battle Mage pumps it. Hepke drops to 4. After Thought takes 4 down to 10. Niedermacher really wanted to draw some gas and add another creature to the board, but he did not. Thought I saw him chip the turn, but I guess not.
I have nightmares about Obelisk of Alara.
It's really hard to beat.
I don't even beat that card in my dreams.
Oh, this is Hepke thinking on end step. Niedermacher has passed the turn. What's Hepke thinking about?
Probably thinking about a band charm here, right? Otherwise known as his instant.
Is it the only instant in the deck?
Probably.
What would you ban charm?
Yeah.
Decides to put the Battle Mage on the bottom.
My turn. Draw.
That is his only instant aside from a winged coatl that can be played anytime you might play an instant.
And it's in the sideboard now.
9.
It does mean that Niedermacher's offense is down to 3 points a turn from this board position.
He does have a hindering light in his sideboard that he may have brought in as well.
Take it. 7. Enough turn.
King 5.
King 5. So,
So Hepke's Obelisk now pulling away, turning a 2 life a turn profit in this board state. Both players just hoping to draw gas. They're pretty much in top deck mode right now, right? They're both playing off the top. Next guy to draw a meaningful action is probably going to win this game.
Even though he actually did side in the third instance. He sided in the resounding wave.
Oh, right.
I don't know about that as well.
take 2.
One Outlander. Comes in for 2.
Just trying to keep pace.
Midamura's got a handful of land.
5. 14.
Hepke gains 5 more, up to 14.
Draw.
Yep, Mountain, Swamp. Not the most exciting hand for Midamura. Does Hepke have any gas in his hand?
Basically, Minamore needs to draw creatures for the next 2 turns and have Hepke draw nothing.
Crystallization and Hindering Light. So yes, Hepke does have some gas. In fact, enough gas that he's willing to start attacking with Death Duelist.
Kind of surprised he didn't start attacking with it sooner.
Well, it opens up Bloodbraid attack. Like, he's basically going to have to use his Crystallization on the Bloodbraid now.
I mean, Minamore only has 3 turns to live.
I don't know, maybe he just drew the Crystallization.
Okay. 4.
Sounds like from our guy on the floor, he's had the Crystallization for a while, just didn't want to quote-unquote waste it on a 3-2.
Even with the Hindering Light in his hand, he'd be hard-pressed to
30.
do enough damage to him.
Says go. Does not crystallize the Bloodbraid. Yes, Obelisk has gotten to the point now where he's willing to trade 5 for 6. Right? Outlander and Bloodbraid can go 5, Stinger Ping is 6. He'll start losing 1 a turn, but he can do that for 3 turns, which is all it's going to take for the Death Duelist to win in the game.
You know, he can leave the Outlander back though and block the Death Duelist. Not sure that there's really an out here for Minamore.
I mean, isn't Big Monster just pretty good?
Well, I mean, we know about the crystallization. But he can buy himself a number of turns. He's, again, hiding behind the Outlander. No real pressure coming from Hepke, other than life gain.
Right, Minamura agrees with your play. Attacks with the Bloodbraid, leaving the Outlander back to block Death Duelist.
Come on. 10.
There's a monstrous carried it.
Yep.
Attack every time.
That looks like an obelisk of an obelisk of Esper.
Enough turn. Game 5. 15. 15.
It's interesting that he chose to leave the Outlander back on defense despite knowing he was playing Carabid. Carabid?
Carried it.
Like, it gets the block this turn, in theory.
Right.
Although, of course,
Well,
we know about the crystallization.
And the giant growth effect on the obelisk.
Can't target Death Duelist.
Oh yeah. Esper Comrades.
That's a good one.
Go. 14.
All right, Hebke threatening lethal next turn. Niedermura needs to draw an answer to a big flyer. It's already gone through his Minotaur, so not a ton. Not a ton available to draw. Lines up some attacks. He's thinking, please block, please block. You let me back in this game with your last time you chose to block.
Take 6 down to 8.
He just takes 6 down to 8. Minamura's in full-on bluff mode.
Dead on board here, right?
Yeah. Only if he pumps, though. Right. You get another turn if he doesn't pump the Cormorants.
End of turn. Can't find lives.
Yeah, Niedermura is stone cold dead to a giant growth effect off the obelisk. But
A second, I think.
Yep, the turn.
Go ahead.
Draw. Attack. For damage.
Hebke sees through it. Scoops him up. All right. Look how Hebke is on the board.
That's the insane card. And the band is the worst card, but still insane.
Yeah, that is. Band is the worst deck for Obelisk. Still ridiculous.
So a perpetual source of 5 life, giant growths, and card filtering is.
Do you think that was a tell there for Minamura? So if you saw what happened there, Minamura is basically, I mean, I don't think any of this matters in this particular game, right? Minamura, after Hebke decides to gain a life, he says, wait a minute, let me think during my own end step as a response to your obelisk.
Sure.
Right? Now clearly Minamura is doing that in an effort to bluff, in an effort to try to get Hebke to say, oh, what instant would he have in his hand that he'd be thinking about here? And in theory, Minamura, by convincing Hebke he's got a certain card in his hand, Hebke won't pump. Minamura will buy himself a free turn. The problem is, if he really did have an instant in his hand that could kill Cormorants as a response to the giant growth, there's no way in hell he would do it on his own end step.
Right.
There's no chance. He would, of course, do it as a response to the giant growth, thus getting the tempo and killing the creature. So, asking, wait a minute, let me think, like, he's basically, I think he's telegraphing to Hebke that he does not have it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed pretty obvious that there was nothing there.
I don't know, but I feel like if Hebke had any doubt in his mind about whether to pump, Minamura told him to pump.
I think Hebke's just going to pump at that point. I don't think it matters.
That's not the point, right? I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, Mike Turian is actually famous for saying that he's not sure he's ever played a perfect match of Magic. Right. Like, in his entire career, he doesn't think he ever actually played a perfect match of Magic. Now, I'm sure he played matches where each individual mechanical play was correct, but there's so much, especially when you're playing live, about, you know, the nonverbal communication cues and the way you try to trick your opponent and read what they have in their hand and, you know, represent the things that you have and get your mana right. You know, a lot of stuff that almost never matters, but you know what? Sometimes it does matter. And, you know, and over the course of a long tournament, it's going to matter reasonably often. You know, often enough to really make a difference. I think it's one of the differences between good and great players, in fact. I mean, I think Minamura actually probably is a great player, and he's probably just desperate going through the motions right there.
Right. Going to try
but
something.
I don't know. I don't think there's any way.
I mean, but isn't there a better chance that maybe he thinks that there's something there?
But it's like Hebke has to either be terrible, which seems unlikely given that he's playing for the championship of Pro Tour, or Hebke has to think Minamura's terrible, which just seems unlikely to me. I don't know. It was just a cute little, you know, it was a poker moment, really. I mean, it was just cute little sort of bluff, tell, does he have it, does he have it, you know, what level, how many levels are these guys thinking on moment? A lot easier to pick up the tells when you can see their hands.
Sure.
Right. I could see that the card, Minamura actually was holding a Gorger Worm, too. Like, he had drawn Gorger Worm and chose not to play it. because it doesn't help.
He just needs to have
to
mana up to represent something.
Right, he's dead unless he could somehow represent a card.
He's representing
that he
Fiery
doesn't
Fall,
have.
essentially, right? I mean, that's
Right. So, but I mean, that part's right. If he plays Gorger Worm, then he essentially tells Hebke, I drew Gorger Worm that turn. Pretty interesting.
Huh?
Yeah, holding Gorger Worm is actually pretty subtly correct, right? I'm just like, I don't know about, like, the fake tell was actually, I think, a tell.
Right. But maybe, I mean, again, maybe he just turns around and says, go. That looks, he tries to be very strong.
It's tricky.
That would also, you could also get the similar read off of that.
Yeah.
Say he's trying to act too strong there.
I don't know.
So, Obelisk of Alara.
Yeah, that card's good, by the way. The thing that really mattered, Obelisk of Alara.
Yeah. We've seen that snatch 2 games now.
For Hebke, yeah. But, I mean, the odds of him drawing it and having the time to tempo it out in both these next 2 games, not huge. And so far, it seems to be the only thing he's got that can beat Minamura.
Right.
Everything else, it's all coming up.
The Emberweavers, the Deadshot Minotaur, the Pingers.
Right. We haven't seen quite a spike
We still haven't
yet.
seen the quite a spike. Bantrum has really been just a phenomenal card.
It's good.
Subtly changed the race there.
It's true.
Kept him out of, Vengeful Rebirth range.
Sure.
An extra 2 damage.
Yeah, Hebke is playing really well. I mean, this does not look like a guy in his first Pro Tour ever.
Right? He's going to, jump into the Rookie of the Year lead.
Absolutely. Brian Robinson was previously in the lead, right?
Right, with 16 points.
He made, the semis in Kyoto?
He did. Right.
And
None of the rookies made the finals in Kyoto.
Does he have... He was in this? He made day 2 here, right?
He did make day 2. I think he...
Where did he finish?
Finished... I don't think he finished high in the points.
Late 70s?
Yeah, somewhere in the 70s.
So is that 3 points?
Yeah, right there, 77.
77. So is that... I think that's 3 points.
He's going to be right around 20 points.
Right. 4 points, maybe. Yeah, Minamura with a win is at 32 points, which I believe is 4th in the Player of the Year race. I think he's ahead of Nakamura, but 5 behind Saito, who's on 37.
And what do we
44 and 45 for
points,
Gabe and LSD.
20 points for second place?
Second place is 20, yeah. So
at least a tie for the Rookie of the Year lead?
Yes. Yeah, Hebke, I believe, is tied for the Rookie of the Year race, unless he had any pro points. In the Grand Prix? Might have picked up a point at the Grand Prix.
No, he did. He actually didn't. He top 8 Rotterdam.
Oh, yeah, he qualified for this with that top 8, right?
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely. He's already in the lead in the Rookie of the Year race.
Right.
Win or lose this match.
Sort of following the old CMU model.
Win the first Pro Tour.
Yeah, go to a Grand Prix, qualify, win your first Pro Tour.
There you go. I didn't queue in the Grand Prix, though. I won the PTQ the previous weekend. It's a relatively small number of people who have won their very first Pro Tour. But, I mean, it's not uncalled for. It's happened, maybe half a dozen times?
I think...
I mean, obviously, PT number 1.
Right.
Obviously. Uli Rade did it, PT 3. I did it. Dirk did it. Fareed Merengue did it.
Not yet.
But there's a couple more. I mean, it's happened maybe half a dozen times, I think. 7 or 8. So not unprecedented, but rare and pretty special. And I mean, those players in general have gone on to continue. I mean, Pro Tour 1 sort of an outlier. Like Uli Rade, Hall of Fame. Dirk Dabrowski, Hall of Fame. I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Those players tend to go. I mean, Fareed didn't have a ton of results.
You know what? But Fareed did get a second top 8.
He did.
He got a second top 8 in Amsterdam, which a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
I just don't think he fell off the tour after that first year.
Right.
He just didn't have a great follow-up year. But when he got back on, he made another top 8. So I mean, I think that somehow sort of legitimizes that first win a little more.
That's a good point. And Hebke is playing great Magic. I mean, it is crystal clear to me that this guy is hanging out with really good Magic players.
He knows what he needs to do.
He's learned. He knows all the tricks. He's comfortable. He's confident, and he's not missing anything. He's got all his mechanics down. He's seeing the right plays, and just playing really crisp Magic.
Yeah. Mulligan here from.
Oh, Hebke is not a rookie, I'm being told.
Oh, did he play? Oh, you know what? People are saying it's his first Pro Tour, but he may have played at Worlds. He did have a 4th at his national.
Oh, Czech national team?
So I think he was 4th place. So if he played at Worlds, he's not a rookie.
Got it. So he listed himself as playing on his first Pro Tour. I'm going
Right.
off his info sheet. But yeah, if you count, Worlds counts as a Pro Tour for most purposes, including this one. So I guess he's played Worlds as a member of the Czech
It's one of the
national
weird
team.
corner cases where it doesn't count as a Pro Tour.
Yeah, it almost always does.
Yeah.
In general, it does. It's just it's marketed. It's more like PR purposes. Sometimes the press releases look a little different.
Okay.
So
Middlemore has kept his 6.
Brian Robinson can breathe a little easier. In fact, we were confused about Hepke's rookie status. He's not a rookie. He's played Worlds previously. Which counts as a Pro Tour. He's not trying to join Dirk or Ray.
Middlemore's little smile as they're going to both start on par with 6 cards.
How do you do with that Worlds? Do we have somebody who can figure out what his Worlds finish was?
Probably made day 2.
Yeah, a number of times playing on Pro Tour, he said 1. I think I probably just misinterpreted that as this was the 1. Yeah, Czech national team, 2008.
It was national teams only 3 players last year, so he was the alternate.
But you get the Worlds then, right? Yep.
I think that's what threw me on that.
No, Hepke does not look happy with that hand.
Island. See a forest.
2 Island Forest, what, no planes,
No
3 white
planes.
spells? You get 6, you probably have to keep that.
It's on the draw.
Yeah, especially if he's drawing. You keep that. Wave Skimmer, Aven, Death Duelist. And Outlander, I think.
Keep.
Yeah.
Outlander.
Yeah, you keep. I think that's right. Oh, green-white border post off the top. Cheer from the crowd is actually loud enough that they can hear it in the feature match area.
Not much of a hand for me tomorrow.
80th is the answer. Hepke finished 80th at Worlds in 2008. Yeah, that border post was exactly the card that Hepke wanted to draw off the top of the stack.
There's the Death Duelist.
Turns on his entire hand, down comes Death Duelist.
Cycle Jungle Weaver. Hope for the best.
Boys in the crowd were pretty happy with that one.
The Vithian Stinger.
There's the Stinger, but Shroud still defeats Stinger. Saw this interaction in previous games. Shroud was a really relevant mechanic this weekend. Very relevant to Constructed, too.
Wall of Denial.
Well, absolutely, Wall of Denial. It was interesting, Gregoire was one of the Jun players that got into the top 8. They actually only ran 3 Maelstrom Pulses and 3 Terminates because so many people had put so many untargetable creatures in their deck. They're like, you really only want like half a dozen removal spells. You don't want to just be blood braiding up dead removal spells all the time.
Yeah, we even saw
And they had no Celestial Purges, main or side.
No, that's very interesting. We saw LG Gariels even in some of the constructed decks.
So here's Outlander joining the Death Duelist in the beatdown.
Get that in for 4.
4, I believe that drops Mitamura to 14.
Go.
He's going to have Wave Skim Raven online next turn. Carrion Thrash.
Turn.
Yep. Put that on
Ban
the
Charm.
back, bottom of your deck.
Here's his 1 removal spell. He uses it, he's playing this game tempo. Not going to save it to break up the Quietus Spike. Not going to save it for something gigantic, just wants to keep attacking for 4. Seems completely correct to me.
Mitamura is going to go down to 10 here. Here comes the Wave Skimmer.
Wave Skimmer Raven, 6 power. Mitamura's got nothing but a lone Stinger in play. 6th land, but he says go. I haven't gotten a look at Mitamura's hand, but what is going on with it this game? Oh, 2 lands and a Sylvan Bounty.
Turn 4.
Not much.
You just play that here, right?
Yeah, it's an end step you play it. What an awful draw for Mitamura. 8 lands, Sylvan Bounty, Stinger, and Jungle Weaver.
8 lands,
terrible.
8 lands, 8 life. That's basically what he drew.
What a terrible draw. He did the right thing. Kept a hand that needed green mana, drew the green mana he needed, and smash. I do not see how Mitamura can stitch his way back into this. I think we're going to game 5. Hepke can't do this twice, can he? Okay, backlash on the Aven, plus a ping from the Stinger.
Oops, that still has not resolved.
He actually should have let it resolve. He wants to respond with his... I think he's got Resounding Wave. And what he wants to do is respond to the ping, but now he's sort of telegraphed the wave. Yeah, exactly. Mitamura looks up, he's like, Yeah, exactly. No reason. He was tapping the Stinger preemptively.
Do it upkeep.
Oh, he does it upkeep.
Make him use his mana.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes.
Yeah, Hepke missed that up. He should have just Resounding Waved his response. Like, if he sees the thing clearly enough, it was a mistake for Mitamura to do that on his own turn. And Hepke could have taken advantage of it by bouncing right there. Was LSV 0-2 twice in Berlin? So all the way back both times?
And the Resounding Wave.
Draw.
5 clear damage here.
So yeah, if Hepke had just responded to Kazuya's first thing rather than slowing him down, he'd have untapped mana right now and be able to recast it. Just a little subtle thing, but...
Go.
Man, I don't know that it's going to matter. This game looks like a blowout for Hepke.
That's the quietest spike.
Oh, interesting. Is that good enough?
Sure.
So, Mitamura's at 7. Each creature's 2 power. No, one's a 1 power. So he does survive this turn. Kill something, untap, kill something else. Maybe.
Attack. They're on 2.
Wave Skimmer Aven. Actually, can take half his life now. So Stinger is now capable of taking half Hepke's life or killing any targetable creature on the table. Problem is, Mitamura is at 2. So, there's just no way. He needed like Bloodbraid Elf into another blocker or something.
Attack.
Full-on attack here should get the job done, right? Violent Outburst. How lucky can we get with Cascade? What does he have on 2?
Hopefully a blocker. Yeah, and hopefully not Trace.
Not the card he's looking for. Outlander.
Outlander's a good one.
Yeah, Outlander's a great one. That'll kill the Duelist. Isn't he still dead, though? There's 2 different 2-power flyers.
Well, now he's got a Death Touch, the 1-power Stinger.
Yeah, but there's 2 flyers.
Right, he can only take...
He's at 2, and there's 2 flyers.
Oh, you can't block the flyers. Yes, you're right.
You can't block a flyer. He's literally, by 1 point of life, he's off.
Yep.
Really close, but no, not good enough.
No.
The second flyer gets the job done. We are going to game 5.
Wow.
Michael Hepke trying to come all the way back. 2 games apiece.
And that play actually almost very significant.
Which one?
The play of not...
Oh, the Resounding Wave.
not doing it at the end of his opponent.
Yeah, he lost a turn of tempo there. He did lose a turn of tempo there.
Not sure what Mitamura could have hit there that would have let him deal with the 2 flyers.
No, I don't know.
Like you said, I think he really needed the Blood Braid Elf on his own turn.
Wow, we are going to play one game of Magic for $40,000.
We tuned in on Hebke in the semifinals.
He was down 0-2.
He was down 0-2.
Came all the way back.
What was apparently a terrible matchup. It said
Allegedly
a terrible matchup. He said, what I really need you to do is start on 5 cards. Game 5, his opponent started on 5 cards, and he advanced to the finals. He was down 0-2 to Mitamura, the most experienced player in terms of top 8 competition. Looking to get the taste of a finals loss in Yokohama out of his mouth.
Yeah, Mitamura is going to have trouble sleeping at night if he loses this. From up 2-0, his second trip to the finals, he really wants to finish this time.
Oh, yeah, we were kidding around earlier about, where would you rather play, up or down in games. Hebke clearly likes to play down.
Mitamura does get to play first, though.
He's really looking for that opening he had in the first game where he Trace of Abundance into Blood Braid Elf into Brute, an Ember Weaver.
Followed it up with a Brute and another Weaver.
I really like how Hebke's altered his deck for this matchup. I like how he's adjusted the dials.
Star?
Yeah, 3 mana, 1 toughness creatures, not good against double stinger deck, that's for sure.
Just slowed it down a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think just what's the best I can do. These are coming out. Now what do I have? Well, I have an Obelisk and a Resounding Wave. Those are the best cards I have. Kazuya draws up a hand, which has a lot of glare on it. Forest and a mountain. Only 2 lands, but a couple cyclers. That's certainly a keeper. 3 different cycling.
Just what he's done.
3 cyclers.
Yep. Back to the well for Hebke.
Oof. He won the last game off 6. Kept 6. Top deck the border post he needed, and won game 4 kind of in a blowout.
I think more people lose to not mulliganing. There's a lot of stigma around mulligans, but
Gotta do it.
We did the quick questions where we talked to a bunch of different pros, and one of the questions we asked, a Twitter viewer had asked, Twitter follower said, what can I do to be a better Magic player? What are the tricks? And basically, to a man, everyone we interviewed said, be honest with yourself.
Okay.
So if you lose a match and it's because you didn't mulligan, you need to be honest. You don't have to go, oh, how unlucky I didn't draw land.
Right.
It's like, oh, I honestly, I should have mulliganed that hand. That was a mistake I made.
Sure.
So, I think mulligans are,
Makes sense.
I don't want to say they're good, but mulliganing itself is the right thing to do.
Making good mulligan decisions is
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely, and I think it's the hardest part of the game to master.
Keep.
There we go.
All right, Hebke keeps 6. Homunculus.
Cycle a monstrous Carradine for Mitamura. Probably going to see him land cycle this turn. Pretty good mulligan draw for Hebke. He's going to have a Trailblazer on turn 3. He's probably going to have an Esper Cormorant on turn 4.
Sure.
He's got a Pacifism in hand.
Yeah, that is a good draw. Looks like decent draws for both players. It's good. Humorous land cycle Sylvan Bounty into, I think, Forest.
mid-combat violent outburst for Goblin Outlander.
We shall see. Yeah, Homunculus comes in. That's exactly what Minamura's plan is. Here's Outburst. Oh, he would have gone Blood Braid. That didn't work out. Now Blood Braid's on the bottom. It was totally the right play. Just winds up using up 2 good cards accidentally. It's the same thing as if they were on the bottom, I guess. And the Trailblazer comes down. It's just, he didn't put Outburst in his deck to trade straight up for Homunculus. Now, he did put Rock's Brute in his deck to come down on turn 4 and be gigantic, so that part's working out according to plan. The Aven comes over for 2.
4th land for the Cormorants. Yep.
4th land. And the race is on. 5 in the air versus 4 on the ground. Oh, but...
Take 4.
Brute crunches for 4, and oh, that is gigantic. Deadshot Minotaur takes out Esper Cormorant, and now it's a 3/4 attacker. Exactly what Minamura wanted.
I love that whole cycle of cards. That cycle for hybrid.
Yeah, they're just all good.
I mean, the Minotaurs are so... It's really a testament to how deep the Alara Reborn packs are in draft.
Yeah, that you don't first pick all of them. It's like every pack has 4 first picks.
This card is just, a Necrotal for a flyer.
Right.
That you can cycle.
All right, Crystallization on Rock's Brute is exactly what Hefty needs to do, but he's still losing the race. The Minotaur is out racing the Aven. And now here's Carrion Thresh. Kazuya Minamura, a couple of big monsters. Didn't get the 2 drops that he needed, but Hefty was unable to come blistering out of the gates. So 3/4 for 5, 4/4 for 5. These are probably good enough. We'll see. Aven crunches for 3 in the air. Minamura down to 12.
And there's
Death Duelist. Still no good blocks for Hepke, though. Like, he can only put 3 power in front of something. And Minamura, I think Minamura just crunches for 7 here, right?
Yep.
I don't know if he's got anything else to play, but even if he has
I think
no
he has
play...
a Jungle Weaver to play next turn.
Well, that would be good. He did have Jungle Weaver in his opening draw, that's true.
Oh, I've not seen him cycle play.
He's contemplating
I'm
leaving
thinking about
the
keeping the Deadshot
Minotaur
block
Black Death Duelist. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I guess he's trading 3 for 3 if he attacks with both, right? He can get in for 4 with the Thresh. Then he can say, well, I can attack with my 3/4, but you're going to crunch back with a 2 and a 1. I do think Minamura wants the game to go... He doesn't need the Super Bloody Brawl, because if he has time to play his Jungle Weaver, then he's in great shape. Blocks the flyer, blocks everything.
Well,
I guess there's no reason for him to go...
So who do you send in here?
I send in the Thresh. I send in exactly the Thresh.
Oh, he's looking at quite a spike, though.
Oh, I didn't see quite a spike. Okay. That changes things. Yeah, play quite a spike. Equip. He puts it onto the Minotaur. So if Hebkeep doesn't block, he takes 7 and then loses half of 6. He'll wind up at 3. Quite a spike is effectively plus 3 damage here. Oh, it's plus half. I suspect, if Hefty's going to block, I assume he'll block the spiked guy. And then is Minamura's hand land Jungle Weaver? Or is it Jungle Weaver spell?
No trample, right?
Trample.
No trample, just Death Touch.
Yeah, he's got a chump. All right, so Thresh hits for 4. That'll drop Hepke to 9.
Mitamura's going to take 3 on the crack back.
Yep.
Doesn't have a green source, by the way.
True.
No exciting band charms right now.
2 games apiece. Whoever wins this game is the Pro Tour Honolulu champion.
9. Go.
9 apiece. It's all tied up. Yeah. Smash. Oh, Kazuki drew land. Drew land 7 for the Jungle Weaver.
Has to block.
I think so.
He would go to 2. We'd go to 1 versus going to 2.
Yeah, there comes a point where it's not actually that profitable to block quite as spike. Half of a small number turns out to be a small number. Still, it's round up, so it can kill you.
What can I do with this Easter Cast Knight if he's not dead next turn?
I'm on 5.
Hepke falls to 5. And, yep, there's the Jungle Weaver. Kazuya Mitamura. Not the most aggressive red-green deck in the world, but it is good enough. There you go. There is your Pro Tour champion, Kazuya Mitamura.
Overwhelmed with emotion, it looks like.
He is a very happy man. 3rd trip to the top 8. 2nd trip to the finals. Failed to get the job done against Leon Wafatapa last time, but he is your Pro Tour winner. $40,000, the big check, the seat in the front seat of the gravy train. He's suddenly in the Player of the Year race, and he goes down in history. He will be remembered as a Pro Tour champion for the rest of his career.
A small number of players still.
Wow. That was good match of Magic.
That was very interesting to watch.
Good Magic. Kazuya Mitamura. Got to hand it to Michael Hepke, too. He put up a fight.
No, it was very impressive. We saw a number of players really for the first time under the lights this weekend. Hepke the furthest advancing of that group, and watching them just play terrific Magic.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of newcomers in this top 8. We talked about it. There were only 2 people that had been on Sunday before. Kibler had the most pro points in his career. Mitamura had the most top 8s, and the other 6 guys were strangers to Sunday. Not strange names, though. Paul Reitzel has been sort of an occasional and sort of a fixture on the American side of the Magic scene for quite a while.
Been here Sunday quite a few times.
It's true. I mean, he's got multiple money finishes on tour. Gregoire, member of the Belgian national team at one point, has been a solid gravy trainer for the last couple of years. Zach Hill, well-known writer on the free side of Star City Games, also been doing reasonably well. And then you got, some less familiar names playing in one of their first couple of pro tours of their careers. Conley Woods, Michael Hepke, Tom Ross. Interesting top 8, but when all the dust settles, it's Mitamura. A fine champion, a worthy champ, no question about it. This guy played great Magic all weekend, caught a couple of breaks when he needed them, made some really good plays when he needed to do that.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I just had a feeling about him on day 2, watching him sort of just tear through people.
Sure.
And even when he was at 36 points and able to draw in the next round,
right.
It looked pretty. I was like, went over to congratulate him, and he wouldn't take the hand yet. And he's like, no, 1 more point.
Sure.
He was really, really nervous.
Sure. Hepke played some great Magic, too. I continue to be really impressed by that sort of Eastern European circle. I saw Arnos Zidek sitting out in the stands with those guys, too. I mean, he's probably...
That was the loud roar you heard.
Absolutely.
when
the
he drew the
post
green
came off
source.
the top, yeah. I mean, Zidek put up the top 8, and I mean, he seems to be in that scene as well. There's some really good Magic played by those guys.
Martin Hughes is one of my favorite Magic players to watch.
Very good. Really very good. Great weekend. There's a lot of good Magic. They're setting up for the award ceremony. Brian and I will do a little bit of a post-game for you while they set up for the award ceremony. A lot went on this weekend, too. You got the Magic Online Live Series. David Ochoa winning a couple grand over Antoine Ruel. That's something you guys out there can get involved in just by
go to National.
Showing up at the rest of the stateside events this year. Got the Riseware shoe design contest you guys can participate in as well. Go to the website there, riseware.com. You can win $1,000 in that contest. Designing Magic sneakers, which will then get produced and sold.
Yeah.
In theory.
Hopefully, it was a good show for you guys at Games and Gizmos.
Yeah, we had a crowd.
We had a
got
party.
together. big screen, pizza, games and gizmos at Redmond, Washington. That seems like something that it could be a lot of fun for.
I would absolutely go to that, my local store.
I would too. That would be a lot of fun. And then check out, if you've got an Xbox, check out Those Are the Planeswalkers. Goes on sale a week from Wednesday. That's June the 17th. Magic on your XBLA, $10. And oh, by the way, foiled Garrick, if you redeem the code that you get for buying the game. So that should be cool. There's a lot going on this weekend.
And then remember, so we did a draft top 8. You can sit in Minamura's seat in the draft viewer.
Yes.
You can see what you would have done in his pick. You can sit. Brian Kevler, we looked over his shoulder during the draft.
Yeah.
He forced Esper.
He did.
See what you would have done had you opened the same pack.
Absolutely. Probably would have taken Michael off.
Probably would have taken Michael off.
But, I mean, he knew.
He knew. No. I think that pick is perfect for both of them.
I agree. I totally agree.
But, it'd be very interesting to see what you would do, what choices you would make.
Yeah. What happens if the packs line up differently and different people are drafting those packs?
UN inspectors are coming to look at that draft because it was there were so many.
Oh my goodness!
There were so many bombs.
It's crazy, and yet it's just good solid red green that wins. Right? Lava Lance lost. Caldera Hellion lost. Banefire lost.
Quietus Spike got there.
Yeah, Quietus Spike is the rare that gets there in the end. That's funny. All right. Well, Brian and I certainly had a good time bringing you this. Stay tuned for the awards ceremony, and we will see you at the next Pro Tour. We'll be bringing you the live webcast from Austin, so we'll talk to you then, and let's throw it down to the awards.
Aloha and welcome to the award ceremony for Pro Tour Honolulu 2009. Assisting me today is the head judge, Toby Elliott. We begin with the Magic Online Live series and the champion winning $2,000 from the United States of America, David Ochoa. Your Magic Online Live Series champion, David Ochoa. Previously awarded in 4th place at Pro Tour Honolulu, winning $13,000 from the United States, Conley Woods, and in 3rd place, winning $15,000 again from the United States, Paul Rietzel. And now, please welcome the finalist winning $20,000 from the Czech Republic, Michal Hebke. Once again, your finalist from the Czech Republic, Michal Hebke, winning $20,000. And now, the champion of Pro Tour Honolulu 2009, winning $40,000 from Japan, Kazuya Mitamura. Once again, your Pro Tour champion, Kazuya Mitamura of Japan. We'd like to thank all the judges, the staff, the players, the people of Hawaii, and you, the viewers, for helping to make this Pro Tour such a success. Join us again for Pro Tour Austin, USA on October the 16th through to the 18th. But until we meet again, I'm your host, Richard Hagan, saying bye.